Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanie Smith. I am an English and ESL professor, and today we'll be looking at some homophones that can be problematic. These words don't just cause problems for people who are learning English as a second language, but for native speakers of English as well. Students can expect to see these words on major exams like the ACT, the SAT, and of course those state exams. So it's a good idea to learn the differences and to start using them appropriately. Practice makes perfect. Before we get into today's lesson, I would like to extend gratitude to those of you who have subscribed to my channel. You are sharing my videos and you are giving me feedback that will help me as I continue on this journey with you. I appreciate it so much. I think I now have like 102 subscribers, and that, my friends, is a big deal. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is my absolute pleasure. I enjoy doing this. Teaching is my passion, and I just pray that these videos are helpful to you guys. And of course, not everybody needs to know these things, but if you know someone who does, then don't hesitate to share this video with them. Before we begin, I would like to preface today's lesson by establishing what a homophone is. Homophones, by definition, are words that sound alike, but they are spelled differently, and they are certainly used differently. The homophones we will be looking at today include lost versus lost, then versus than, your versus your, and to versus to. Let's begin. Lost versus lost. Loss is something or someone you lose. It is a thing you experience. It's a noun. Lost, on the other hand, is the past tense of lose. So if you wish to tell someone that you misplaced your keys yesterday, you would say, I lost, L-O-S-T, my keys yesterday. And even though you may see people on social media saying sorry for your lost, correct English is sorry for your LOSS, that thing that you lost or that person you lost, right? Next up, we have then versus than. Then with the E is used to indicate time. I like to think of it as like the cousin of next or after as well, right? The example sentence says, first I made some tea, then I made a sandwich. So the first thing I did was to make some tea, and afterwards I made a sandwich. Than with the A is used when making comparisons and when talking about preferences as well. Example number 1 says a dog is more intelligent than a rabbit. We're comparing the dog to the rabbit, so than with the A is used here. The second example is not as obvious, but you can also understand how a comparison is being made once you hear the explanation. It says, I have more money than you. I'm comparing myself with you essentially, so I also use than in this context. And the third example expresses a preference. I'd rather go today than tomorrow. And so than is used when making comparisons and when talking about preferences. Your versus your, these two are pronounced exactly the same, but of course the uses are different. YOU''RE is the contracted form of you are. YOUR is a possessive adjective that means belonging to you. You're a great friend. We use YOU''RE because what we're trying to say is you are a great friend. Your name is very unique. We use YOUR because your name belongs to you. Finally, we have to versus to. To is a preposition that can indicate location, and it is also placed before verbs to form what we call in English the infinitive. The infinitive is simply the placement of to before a verb. Example sentences: I'm going to work later today. Next, she needs to study for her exam. And then we have to, which means very or also. To is often used to express when something is done excessively, right? First example, she ate too much chocolate. She ate chocolate in excess, so we say too. The next one says, nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you also. With these two homophones, the pronunciation is quite different because to is short and too is long. So what is helpful is reading to ourselves the things that we write before we submit them, post them, or whatever we're doing with them. And that will help us to realize that we have made a grammatical error with these two. I was lost without a cause. And then I decided to make some videos for your enjoyment and my enjoyment too. Did you guys miss it? In case you did, I just used many of those homophones in my little spiel to again show you guys how they should be used correctly. Alrighty, now it's time to test your knowledge. I am rooting for you guys and I really hope that everybody will get 100%. Let's start the quiz. The quiz has 8 questions that will test your knowledge using the information we just discussed. Number 1 says, I lost my pen yesterday. So go ahead and write your answer down on paper, and then you will see whether you were correct or not. Number 2, the company suffered a tremendous loss or lost recently. Number 3, Anna made her bed then or than watched a movie. 4, this video is more interesting than or than the last one I saw. 5, Bridget, your dog is very naughty. 6, it is good to know that you're so reliable. 7, she had too much to drink. And 8, Rebecca is going to a park to exercise. And you will notice that my coworkers' names are in these videos. That's because I know for sure they will not sue me. And it's just fun to include them in the mix of things. So now we're going to look at the answers to the quiz. I hope you guys got 100%. If not, please comment in the chat and let me know where your confusion occurred, and I will respond to try to clear it up. So to question number 1, I lost my pen yesterday. The past tense of lose is what would be required here. Number 2, the company suffered a tremendous loss recently. If we remember that a loss is something or someone that we lose, then we would be okay with loss being the answer here. 3, Anna made her bed, then watched a movie. Then is indicative of time. It's kind of the cousin of next or after, so it's very much appropriate here. Number 4, this video is more interesting than the last one I saw. Since than is used to make comparisons, number 4 is very much correct. 5, Bridget, your dog is very naughty. YOUR would be the choice here because the dog belongs to Bridget. 6, it is good to know that you're so reliable. YOU apostrophe RE is good here because it means you are. So we're essentially saying it is good to know that you are so reliable. Number 7, she had too much to drink. Too is used to express something done in excess, and so it is the answer here. And finally, number 8, Rebecca is going to a park to exercise. In number 8, to is correctly used as a preposition. All right, so there you have it. We have reached the conclusion of yet another video. Here at English Doctor, my motto is perfecting your English one video at a time. Now, I try to do this in the most concise yet effective way possible because as a student, I detested the thought of watching videos that were too lengthy. And so I try not to subject my students to the same thing. So far, I've received a great deal of feedback from English speakers who would like to learn Spanish from scratch. So that is at the top of my priority list, and very soon I will be working on that content. Thank you guys again for taking the time out of your busy days to watch this video and share it with someone. I appreciate it so much, and bye for now.